Well, look what a miserably bright, hot morning it is for old Yizz out here today. I love it cold and dark, but the spring is here, summer's just around the corner, and it's already so hot and bright I can barely think, but I'm going to stick to my guns and I'm going to walk as many days as I can for at least 20 or 30 minutes and do my best to get in better shape and take care of myself this year like I've been telling you guys I'm going to. So here I am, suffering the miserable bright day because of conviction. And conviction is what I want to talk to you guys about today. Now, my mother, as many of you know, recently had to have eye surgery, and she got these very dark protective glasses through her medical insurance. So I have them now for being outside. So now I get to look like I'm from some stupid sci-fi movie or something from the early 90s, and wear these god-awful huge blackened glasses. So there's probably a term for these in eye medicine, I guess. I don't know what the term for these are, but they're lovely for me because they block out almost all the light. And since I'm super photosensitive, this is great for me to walk around outside with. But I wanted to start the video around here so you guys can see all the beautiful little buttercups, because the buttercups this year are out in force. They are all over the mountain holler. They're everywhere. And I've been to several other hollers in the last few days, and they're just silly with buttercups too. So I took me a nice picture, which we will see here in a minute, of my favorite tree over here, the little lonely tree out in the in one of the two horse ranches here. And I took a nice picture earlier before I started the video, just around the corner. And man, it's miserably hot already. It's like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's horrible. Anyway, regardless, for those of you that are familiar with my morning walks, you will know this area up here is about as far as I walk away from my home. Because I'm about 1.25 miles, 1.5 miles that way. And I don't tend to go much further this way because it's basically just more of the same that way for like 6 miles. So it's less interesting to walk that way. So I just sort of stay around here and go into the wealthy people neighborhood, that kind of thing. But today I wanted to talk about conviction. I am convicted to be healthier and to move past the negativity. I used to be black-pilled. I used to be a lot of things that I'm not anymore. I used to be sad. I used to be frustrated, suicidal, angry, wanted to go out with a bang, lone wolf terrorism and garbage like that. Do you know why? Because there was no other way for me to have an out or to express how I feel in constructive ways. But now I have discovered the go free method. And I know some of you are going to say I sound like a broken record, but I am convicted that with the appropriate application of internal thoughts and external thoughts, which is language, I think that we can actually make a difference and we can have a real go of things at fixing what's wrong where we live. Maybe you live in the UK, maybe you live in Canada or Australia and you're listening to me. I'm talking to you too. It doesn't just have to be Americans. But what's wrong with us is the anti-white, anti-us sentiment that's baked into all of us. It's fed to us from an early age, and when I used to look, many years ago, when I used to look and see what all was wrong, I wanted to self-destruct. I wanted to just lose myself to sex and drugs and porn and video games and just doing whatever it was that I would just say, well, it's a sinking ship anyway, might as well have fun on the way down. And that led to a very ugly, unproductive self on the inside. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want you to be like that either. So I feel like I should talk more about that. Now, this year I wanted to do a stream series about this kind of discovery and conviction and turning away from the anti-white stuff towards a more positive, wholesome way of being, even for an old-timey degenerate like myself. Uh-oh, car coming, but I'm not going to cut it out this time. Anyway, here we are at my favorite tree with all the buttercups, and this will, of course, be the thumbnail for the video today. As you can see, it is beautiful. As usual, when I talk about this place, I like to call it God's country. And it most certainly is. All right, well, let's keep walking and keep my blast shield down so the day star doesn't melt my eyes. Anyway, the conviction that I think is important is to realize that you can do something in your life. And you don't have to just clear pill out or black pill out or whatever. I think that most of us, we don't seek out a life of debauchery or drugs or sex or video games or porn. I don't think that we seek that out purposefully. I think that is an expression. That poison is laid out for us on purpose because they know that we've been broken of spirit and we don't have much else to live for. We won't be able to find easily, looking at our media, listening to our politicians, listening to our famous people, we aren't going to find the pathos. We're not going to find what we're looking for. And God knows we're not going to find it in many churches in our countries anymore. They came for them first. So churches, I mean, that's a breeding ground for modern anti-whiteism. It's been indoctrinated into churches for the last 50 or 60 years. So, and I understand that Christianity or Asatru or any other kind of paganism, I know that there are, I shouldn't say paganism, that's an ugly phrase, a non-Christian belief structure outside of Christianity. I don't want to besmirch anyone who isn't a Christian there. I think that these things, of course, you can find value and meaning in those. Many people do. But it's not an easy thing to find in the way that in our societies anymore. Like there's almost nothing for you to latch onto naturally as we grow up, because we grow up in the anti-white system under the religion of anti-fascism, which is basically anti-whiteism, the religion. And in that vein, there's really nothing for us. There's nothing for us to derive pathos, nothing for us to derive what used to be a natural conviction of class, race, ethnicity, religion. Those things used to just be around us because that's what society was built around. But not in modernity. No, sir. That's all gone. So, to find conviction, we need to have something that is very precious, and that thing is hope. And now, hope, I know it's a common meme, copium I hear being thrown around all the time. But when I say, oh, thank God there's clouds, I get to take the blast shield up for a second. Oh, there's a bird too. Can you see him? He's chirping. Anyway, hope means a lot of things here. It means believing that there is something worth not throwing your life away for. That's it. That's what I mean by that. And unless you have the correct framework of thought inside, you're not going to have the correct framework for behavior on the outside. And this is why I bring up Go Free. The Go Free book is excellent for laying out... Oh, sun's coming back out again. There we go. The Go Free manual, it is a series of practices, of mental exercises that help you identify all of the various mind poisons that are out there. Label them what you will. The book calls them anti-white. That's fine. You can call it something else if you want. But I hope you don't, because I think there's power in unified language. But anyway, the reason why I bring this up is, like a lot of self-help books, like a lot of life plan or life coaching things, like everything from JBP to meditation for dummies and all this other stuff out there, Go Free is of a similar vein because it tells you practices, ideas, and mental framework, which is language, to think and to meditate upon all of the input and desires and connections that you have around you. And you can identify the ones that are harmful and destructive to you having hope and purpose, and identify those that are positive and helpful, for you finding purpose and meaning. Because you can identify and codify in your own mind the things that you know are harmful and dangerous, and with the correct framework of language, you can then easily, comfortably tell those around you about the same. And then you can have a bond over that. Uh-oh, loud dogs coming up. And let's turn back for a minute, shall we? All right. Okay, blast shield can go up. There we go. Very loud dogs that way. We're gonna head back this way. And the reason why Go Free helped me so much is I tried to learn from all the sources that were available how to label, identify, talk, and take action about the problem, about the cancer in our society. I didn't find it with doom documenters. I certainly didn't find it in the neo-Nazi category, because they didn't really have anything new. It was all old stuff that I don't think works. And also, I don't want to be a villain. I don't want people to think I'm some monster. So that doesn't work for me. Number two, I didn't find any help at all in religion. Now, this is going back a long time ago, and those of you that know me personally, I have reason to not like religion because of how I was abused when I was younger, but that's a different story. But I didn't find in church, with privately talking to people about faith and God using the Bible, I didn't really find anything helpful there for me either, because in one way it was good to label everything of Satan and then other things of God, but it wasn't actionable. It didn't move anyone, and it was also too open-ended, too ubiquitous. That's why I like to call things anti-white, anti-male, anti-Christian, anti-American even, because those things have power and meaning that will click with others, and then they in turn will use those things mimetically. And that is why I have conviction now. I have been going free for about 2.5 years now, and my life is better. I'm healthier. My mind is freer. And that might even be why Jason called it that, I don't know. But my mind is freer now because I'm not constantly burdened by this desire and this knowledge. And I don't have the tool to do anything with it. And that's why I say Jason gifted me. Jason's the author of Go Free. He gifted me the Aegis and Gladius that my warrior spirit needed. Maybe you're a builder. Well, perhaps Go Free will be the spiritual tool set that you need to build better with. And so, oh, another car coming. And so, that's why my conviction now comes from the white well-being community, and from living for my people, for my kin here in the mountains, and for my larger family, which is all Europeans. And of course, I don't hate anyone. I'm not a hater of anyone else. I just love my people, my history, my culture, and there's nothing wrong with that. And wherever you are, maybe you're a Nigerian, maybe you are Japanese, you should have the same love, the same hope, and the same, let's say, burning desire to have a strong posterity for you and your people as anyone else. And if anyone tells you that you shouldn't have that, well, in older times, we would just shoot them in the face. But we can't do that anymore. So now what we have to do is use our language as our Aegis and Gladius to do battle with the anti-whites, with the anti-Christians, etc., and to hopefully defeat them in a moral way and take back our destiny, take back what's ours, reclaim our communities, and provide a healthy framework for our children, our posterity, to grow up in. And then I think things will be better. And that's why I have hope now. That's why I have conviction now. I see amazing change in my ability to communicate with others and inspire them to talk about the things that I think matter, with the cultural zeitgeist, with politics, with investments, finances. Once I have put things into the frame of Go Free, it allows me the ability to not sound like a villain and talk about everything that matters to me and everything that I think matters larger than me in a way that's comfortable and easy for others to grasp and hear. And I recommend you try it out. So I'm going to be putting the link to Go Free in the description, and I hope that you will check it out. I hope that it makes a big difference in your life, and I would love to get feedback from you. I have a couple of content creators that I met recently, one at the picnic and two from the big Nashville event, who have been in contact with me saying that they have ordered the book, or I gave them one directly at the event, and they would like to do a stream with me and talk to me about what they think of it once they've read it and implemented it. So hopefully this will be the start of a larger network of content creators talking about the Go Free method and sharing experiences around it. So we'll leave it there. I'm going to tie it off, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful week. I will be talking to one of the aforementioned content creators this Wednesday evening on my channel. You know him from the academic agent community, Raging Mandrill, and you will also know him from being on my channel once on Discordant Dragons, and he will be the first that I talk to probably about Go Free. But our first stream together that we have planned is not about that. It's just about him and who he is, my usual first interview type stuff on my channel. So that'll be this Wednesday night. And so I hope you'll tune in tomorrow night. It should be around 8 p.m. Eastern, unless he gets held up at work, then it might be a little later, but it should be around 7:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern when we can start. I love you guys. You have helped inspire me to go this far, and hopefully we'll go farther together. So check out the book. Come to one of Jason's streams Saturday or Sunday evenings, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern, and get to know the white well-being community. we're a bunch of good people. We aren't the monsters that you might think we are, and we are most certainly not the monsters that the ADL and the media say we are. We are good, wholesome people. We love our country, we love our folk, and we don't hate anybody. So definitely come hang out with us, check us out, and be a part of a winning community. Do you love your people? Do you love your country? Then act on it. Act intelligently and act with morality. And that's what Go Free lets you do. So with that being said, I'm going to take off these horrible giant glasses, and I'm going to brave the painful day star to bid you all adieu. And I hope that you'll come tomorrow night. With that being said, I hope all of you go free. It certainly helped me. Goodbye and God bless.